we are. It was almost a year ago today that I was standing in this exact spot telling you about our downsizing project, and believe it or not, we're ready to do the interior reveal. The exterior reveal will come in a couple more months when we get all of our permits, but right now we're going to do the interior reveal. I'm going to walk you through, I'm going to show you some of my favorite areas in each room, and then we're going to show you before and after pictures as we go through. And on the site, I'll post all my sources of where I got my things for each room. So come on in now and see if you can tell a difference. So if you remember what it looked like before, it was a single door entry. And when you walked in, you walked smack dab into a wall, and there was a half wall on this door. So it was very closed off. And as you can see now, as you look throughout the space, the first thing you see is this open air feeling that looks right outside to the outdoors, and it just really opens up the space. It was so important to us with this house, all the ceilings were 8 feet, that we needed to raise them to 10 feet. So with us downsizing, we really wanted to fill that big space. We really wanted to feel like we still had a lot of space. So it was a game changer for the space to raise everything to 10 feet. But the one thing about that was that it would cost us more money and more time. But we figured it was worth it, and the end result we feel is. So if you walk in here a little further, if you remember, there was a shot of the old fireplace. It was over to the right, and it blocked also your view of the whole entire space. It went all the way down to the basement. And with us keeping the footprint the same, we decided we had to remove it. It was a lot of work, asked the guys, it was a bear to take out, but it was worth it. And we then changed the fireplace to this wall over here, which is now a focal point of the room in the family room. And as we talk about the family room, I want to tell you my favorite spot in here. It's the beams, compliments of my brother's company, Brooks Creek Cedar in Mattoon, Illinois. We put these beams in here and we stained them a dark walnut, which was the foundation of the color on the floor. And I really feel it warms up the space. It just brings your eyes right up. We also used it on the mantle on the fireplace. It saved us a lot of money to use the leftover beams. So we made this fireplace a focal point of the room, and we also watched the budget. We went with a stacked stone stock tile instead of an actual stone, which would be 3-4 times as much. This space, we wanted it to be comfortable and have a transitional feel. So what we did, we knew it was a long space and very narrow, so we knew space planning was really important. We wanted a 3-foot walk space so people could come and go out these large sliders that just opens up. We also wanted to make sure that people had a nice walk space over here. We really wanted to go with the bigger sectional, but you see, if we would have done that, we wouldn't have been able to get through here. So it was key for us to go with the smaller sectional and have seating all around. We decided to add this bistro at the back, which has these extra seating back here, which works really nice for us. The next thing that was important to us was we were having the open floor plan, as we wanted to have it open all up in the front, but we didn't want to have an empty space. So if you sneak around this way, you'll see, if you turn around, we decided this is where we were going to put our piano. I had to have the piano here, even though nobody plays the piano, but I still wanted it. So doing this in real life and doing it in space planning is two different things. It worked out great on the 1/4 inch scale, but I really was worried a little bit that when I moved it in here, it would just be it would overtake the space. And actually it did not. It worked out well, and with the ceiling height, it really helped out. We took a little bit of a risk in this area, and Stephanie and I always tell our clients, think outside the box when you design. Be a little risky with your design, and we did that by taking this classic black baby grand piano and mixing it up with this rustic barn door, which, by the way, is my favorite thing in this space. Steve and I designed this rustic barn door. Went and got some reclaimed wood, and my GC Steve and I put our heads together and we came up with this design. I absolutely love it. We were able to use this big black door handle that also pulls in the piano, and we grounded it with this black faux calfskin rug. So this space worked out wonderful. And then I was able to retrofit one of my old pieces from my old house right up here in the front over here. And it was became a makeshift foyer table, and I was able to set up a vignette with some of my favorite pieces from my old house. So this is the family room. Now next, let's go to the next area. All right, we're going to turn the corner now, and we're going to go into the hub of our home. It's the kitchen, but I want you to remember what it looked like before. It was in the front of the house with the low ceilings, dark cabinets, and a very small space. That just wouldn't have worked for us. The way we live, we need the kitchen in the center of our house. So come around the corner and see the difference now. As far as favorite things in this space, I would say everything, if I could do that. From the Vico Stone Ice Lake quartz countertops, to the platinum glass tile and the backsplash, to my cabinets of the pearl white and the custom color of rain on the bottom. I love all this. There's also so many special features in this kitchen that we'll show you soon also. But this space works so well for me. And it's a good time now to talk about the lighting throughout the front of the house too. You can look back through the family room and there in that area. You could also look here. I went with a lot of open view lighting. So what I mean by that is when you look up and see the lighting, it doesn't stop your eye. You actually can look through and see all the architecture and the custom pieces that we've added. Another area we decided to add in the kitchen was this extension of the kitchen area with the bar and the coffee area. It's wonderful because it's great access from the kitchen area and also really close to the family room. So it's wonderful with everybody being able to access it, and it's just an extension of the kitchen. Here is the gathering spot. This countertop serves as, we've had guests and it serves as the gathering area. We can't seat enough people here. So this area has worked out really well. We walk over here, I'm gonna take you into the dining area. If you remember this space before, I feel this was the biggest change in the house. It was a small space, you stepped down into the space, and it was a tile floor and it was a very low ceiling. It looked like an afterthought or an add-on. But if we walk into it now, it looks like this space belongs here. It looks like it was meant to be. We also vaulted the ceiling here, which just raises your eye, and my favorite in here has to be the beams again. Thanks, Chad. Love the way they work the space, and it just accentuates the vaulting in this room. We were able to put a farm table in here that seats easily 10 to 12 people. This is one of my favorite pieces, and then we combined it with this chandelier that also has a nice farmhouse feel. We were able to enlarge the windows in here and put a walkout slider to bring the outdoors in. I just also think it warms up the space a lot. This piece over here is a great piece I found at Home Goods. We eventually wanted it to work in the mudroom, but as that room evolved, it wasn't going to work in there anymore, and it worked perfect in here to use as an open buffet. So I'm able to display a lot of my favorite pieces that I've collected throughout the years. So this piece was a great find for me. Now, if we come in here, I'm going to talk about the pantry. Two things. Really only two reasons you need to know about it. One is we store all of our food in here. No big deal. It's a small pantry. The second reason is if we ever decide to make this a story and a half, this is where our staircase will go. We've planned ahead for that. We have made it, it's all ready to go. We usually put our staircase in here. We've reinforced the garage ceiling with a steel beam. We'll have about 650, 700 square feet once you go up those stairs that we can add on if we ever want to do the story and a half. But we did not need that right now for our family. All right, the next room I'm going to take you into didn't exist before. It is the mudroom. Before it was the garage. And we were able to create this mudroom in here due to the fact that we took the 3 front car entry garage and we turned it on its side and we made it a side entry garage. And we were able to steal about 100 square feet out of the garage and create the mudroom and create the laundry room. So here's a shot of the garage and what it looked like before. So let's go on in and see what it looks like now. So we took a couple risks with this room. As you'll see, there's no doors. We wanted the open floor plan to flow, and we just didn't want the doors to be in the way, so we left the doorways completely open. Favorite thing in this space has to be the concrete tiles. I love the black, gray, and white feeling on the floors, and the way it just looks great down here as the floor continues on, and your eye just follows it. I was able to then add some more of the black accents here on the wainscoting wall that Steve and I put our heads together and decided we didn't need lockers anymore. We didn't need that, spend that in our budget. So we created this wall and the seat and the hooks. In the time of our life right now, we don't need the lockers. So this works out great for us. And we also carried the black color onto all the doors, which is a little bit of a twist in all the doors here. If you get a chance to back up, I'll show you here. Also on all the closet doors that I could that didn't have a lock, I put these faux crystal knobs, which again is just a touch of whimsy and fun, and it's unexpected. Steph and I try to tell people to do that in their homes as often as possible in our design. We try just to add a touch of whimsy and something unexpected. We needed to have a shared workspace here because the front bedroom that was going to be our office, we changed into a 3rd bedroom. We decided we needed it. So we created the shared workspace and we saved a lot of money by using this remnant of honed black granite and then just adding these really inexpensive file cabinets below. So Spiff It Up works here and Brad works here. Because he's the neater one and we're the messier ones, we put him so you could see his space from the outside. This room also allowed me to add my favorite color of red, which is one of my favorite accent colors. And I think it's my favorite accent color because it's in my mom's kitchen and it just reminds me of home. So I was able to add the pops of red in the lights, which I love. They're hanging down here and on my gallery wall. So if get a chance to turn around and look at the gallery wall, I based this gallery wall off of this favorite plaque of mine, and it says, "You're pretty much my most favorite of all time in the history of ever." So this is a wall that I use to really showcase all my favorite people, and I was able to use this in this space. The next room I'm going to show you is the laundry room. Now, it's basically in the same place it was in the old house, so take a look at what it looked like before, and then we'll show you what it looked like new. It's just your basic laundry room. It's a workhorse, but I absolutely love it. I love the faux wood tile and how it really works well with the concrete tile. I have to thank Brian, my tile guy, for doing such an amazing job with all the tile in the house. So this is just a standard classic laundry room. And when you have a room like this that you're gonna lot, just make sure you put things in it that make you happy. I love this picture of my mom and dad. It's from my mom and dad's house in Marco Island. They gave it to me. It just reminds me of them. This was a great deal too. It's a remnant of quartz. We got it, so saved a lot of money. And then on the other side, you'll look and you'll see there's just some fun little pieces that I put in here that you normally wouldn't find in a laundry room, but it just makes you smile when you're doing laundry load after laundry load. Onward now to the guest bath. The guest bath is almost also exactly in the same place it was before. The door was just on the other side, so take a look at it, what it looked like before. And now let's take you in and show you what it looks like now. It's a huge change. This space, I really needed to do lots of things for me. I needed it to be dazzling because it was going to be my powder bathroom, but I also needed it to work well for my older son who comes home in the summer, and he needs to use this as his main bathroom. So I needed it not to be too feminine, but not to be too masculine. I added this really fun geometric wallpaper that just is also not too feminine, not too masculine. And then it also complements the geometric tile that's in the shower over here. If you'll notice throughout the space, there's a lot going on in this small space. However, I took the same Carrara marble tile and I did it in all different shapes. So I used it on my countertop, I used it on my floor, and I used it in my shower. So even though there's a lot going on, it's all the same material, so it's pleasing to the eye. Favorite thing in here has to be the chandelier up here. It's from one of our vendors, 40 West. Again, it's just a touch of whimsy, unexpected. You wouldn't expect this in a powder room, and it just really makes the space just more inviting. Now we go into the third bedroom. That was supposed to be an office, but we actually ended up making it a third bedroom. And if you see the shot of it before, it is part of the kitchen and part of the living room, and now it's a bedroom, so come on in and see it. This is where my oldest son, Clark, will stay when he comes. And it's a small room, but we needed to fit another queen bed upstairs for all of our guests, and my mom and dad, and people when they come. So we made this work as a queen bedroom in here. We put a very small dresser in here, but it works well. And all of our closets have been adapted really well with built-in shelving and built-in drawers, so you can use the closets as that too. All of our closets were done by Chicagoland Home Products. Tammy does a great job. She's on my website page, so look her up. Most favorite thing in this room really has to be that my boys can come back and stay. So that's what I love about downsizing. We've still left enough room for them to come home and to bring their friends. So let's go back out here to the other side of the house. So before we go to the other side of the house, I thought this was a good place to talk about the trim work and the doors and everything that we decided to go with. As I said earlier, we wanted this house to have an urban farmhouse feel, but we didn't want the trim work to be too simple, too plain. We also didn't want it to be too over the top. So we decided to go with 8-foot doors, 6-panel. And the other part of the house where the doors and the rooms, ceilings are a little smaller, we went with 6-foot doors. But I love this look. It's got a nice farmhouse detail. And then we decided to go with 7-inch baseboards down here with just a little trim detail at the top. So that gave us a little bit of height and volume. Because we have such tall ceilings, Steve and David and I did several designs for this trim work for the header. And we were trying to come up with something that wasn't too simple. And we ended up with this, with the look of this. It's a 3-tier top with varying sizes. And I really think it's a nice complement to the space. I would have to say the trim work is probably one of my favorite things, and the way it ended up being painted. Ralph did such a great job with painting this. I just love the way this trim work complements the entire house. So that's one of my favorite things. Well, let's take a look at the other side of the house. This used to be 3 bedrooms and a very small hallway. As we go into it, you'll see we widened the hallway and we made almost an entryway right here. And we've kind of gone from the farmhouse feel, and we're kind of telling you we're going to get a little bit more elegant in here. And we combine these really fun farmhouse pendants and jazzed it up a little bit with this glass piece and a really interesting piece of art. So you've got a little bit of farmhouse with a little bit of elegance. We have a great closet because, as I always say, you can never have too many closets. So we've got this wonderful closet here with these beautiful faux handles here. And then we can go on, step in here, we can go on into the bedroom. But we're gonna go in Jacob's room first. So this is the part of the house that we kept the exterior walls all at 8 feet, and it saved us a lot of money. So you're gonna see more vaulting in here. You're not gonna see true 10-foot ceilings, you're gonna see vaulted ceilings. So first, Jacob's room, this used to be the master. So we'll show you a shot of it before. It used to be a master and a master bath. And this is what it looks like now. So you first come walking in and it's got this entryway, which is great because it doesn't steal any space from the room. One of my favorite things is the actual cage light above it, that sports cage light. It looks so fun, so that looks really great. And then we come in here and you can see that we vaulted the ceilings. And this is where all the ceilings are at 8 feet on the exterior of the home, but we went ahead and vaulted all of them. This is the Bulls room. We have Bulls memorabilia for years. We've had it, and we asked Jacob if we wanted it in his room, and he said he would love it. So we took all of our Bulls memorabilia and we put it in here. We have the red chairs from the original stadium up there, and we accented this room with red. And we continued that red into the bathroom. As you saw a shot of it before, take a look at what the bathroom looks like now. I think it'll surprise you a little bit with what you see. I'll let you go on in there. You see this beautiful red, pop of red with this vanity. So with the accent of red, we carried it on into the bathroom, and you'll get this nice surprise with this vanity right here. It's got a nice pop of red. We used oversized black tiles on the floor, and then we did the white subway tiles with charcoal grout in the shower. All right, let's head to the master now. This other side of the house used to be 2 bedrooms and 1 main bath here, so you can take a shot of what it looked like before. It had a single door entry, and now we made it into double doors, which just makes it look a little grander. So come on in and see what the master looks like now. One of my favorite parts of this room is the way I changed the color. I reversed the colors when I did a darker trim of sea salt, and I did the walls a lighter called Sparrow White. So I love the way that looked. It's such a soothing, calming feeling in a master bedroom. This is also, you can see over here, we have the 8-foot walls, and I wanted to put our bookcases in, but it got cut from the budget. So because I couldn't do that, I tried to add as many personal touches of pictures of my kids and my family in this room that I possibly could, because that's what I'm all about. So we did that, and you can focus in on some of the tables here and see how I've added some of my favorite pieces and some of my favorite pictures. We combined a little bit of casual with a little bit of elegance. The chandelier here is more of a casual chandelier, and this hanging pendant is what I'm using as a bedside table. And it's got the nice black color on the outside and a little bit of shimmer on the inside. In here, I mixed it up a little bit with antique bronze accents and gold accents and the black. And I think it really is a nice complement to the soothing sea salt on the walls. This is my favorite piece. I've had it for years. I thought I'd show it to you. Any woman should have this piece. Let me take a look at you and let you have a look at it and see what it is. Every woman needs a piece like this. This is pretty fun, right? It's a piece by the manufacturer Hooker, and it's a great piece to have. On the other side of the room, I used a couple of my old pieces that I've had forever. This chair was a great piece that my mom and dad gave me from their place in Marco also, and I actually had it reupholstered, and it's actually a slipcover. And it's a great, I always encourage people to have a nice comfy chair in the room, especially if you have kids, because kids can come and sit and chat with you, and that's important. So love this chair, and this is an old piece too from the old room, and I store all my family pictures in it that someday I'll get to when I want to do my memory books, just not today, but someday. So now we're gonna go into the master bath, and the master bath was the area before that was part of the bathroom and part of another bedroom. And we've added a barn door here, and let's have you take a look in and see what it looks like now. So, different from the master in the fact that I highlighted with silver in here. I did antique bronze and gold in the bedroom, and I did silver in here, and you can absolutely do that. The fun thing about bathrooms is you can go off the rails. You can go completely different from the room it's attached to. I combine them together and they flow well because of the colors I chose. But this room space is also where our ceiling stayed 8 foot, so you can see how we vaulted the ceilings up. Favorite piece in here has to be this awesome clawfoot tub. And I love the way the clawfoot tub is truly not a clawfoot, it's a really nice transitional take on the old antique clawfoot. We went with faux Carrara marble in here on the floors because it saved us a lot of money and it's not so slick. We also did the same rain cabinets that we have in our kitchen. We carried it into our master bath. We used a remnant of Carrara marble also, which saved us a great deal of money. You notice the arabesque tiles on the wall here? They really complement the same shape of the mirrors, and that was, I think, a really nice compliment. As you come in here, you'll see the shower, and we carried the Carrera marble in here with the hexagonal shaped accent on the floor, and then the back wall here. And then in here is our closets. This is my closet. This is the first time we've ever had this where my husband and I have split our closets, so we're kind of spoiled, I feel. So I'll give you a quick peek. It's kind of still a mess. At least you can see. So this is my side of the closet, and then I'll show you his in a second. Now I'll show you Brad's closet. This closet's a little bigger than mine. Figure that one out, would you? So here's his closet. He's got, on this side of the house, the ceilings go back to 10 feet, so you see he's got the volume. My closet looks a little smaller also because I've got the 8-foot ceilings. So this is where the volume comes back in the house. So now we're done with the first floor reveal. I'll take you to the basement. And if you remember the basement from before, we lovingly called it the Seven Dwarfs basement. It had so much wood everywhere, and it was just over the top. And so we've changed it a great deal down there, and I'll give you a look at what it used to remind you what it looked like before. So take a look at that. So we're in the basement now, and as you can see, it's changed dramatically. We tried to trick everyone's eye down here because the ceilings were so low and it was so dark. We took all the wood off and we actually just sprayed the ceilings and kept them light. And it makes the ceilings look higher, and we didn't even put any drywall up there, and it saved us a lot of money with that, and also a lot of money by not using recessed cans. We continued down here with trying to watch our budget with this faux vinyl tile wood floor with a cork backing. And if you've been watching the videos, you know that we've had 2 inches of water down in here. So this is 100% water resistant, and it saved us a ton of money. It's also got a little bit of cushion up the cork. So we did that down here. This area down here is all about memories and family to us. A lot of my mother-in-law's pieces are down here, and she passed away a few years ago. So every time we come down here now, we get to see a little piece of her, and that makes us all smile. So that's really special to us. We also, my husband, coming up soon, will have his humidor. He does have one vice only, and he loves to smoke cigars, so we're going to do a built-in humidor down here. So this will be his cigar area. But as you continue down the wall, you'll see we have some artwork. This is all the places we've visited throughout our years with our family. My friend Margie had a great map like that in her house, and I just thought it was such a neat piece. You continue down, and this is the original barn. This is the original door from the home, and we changed it and retrofitted it to be a barn door. So I love, this is actually my favorite piece in this room. I absolutely love that. As you go on down further, you'll see that because we've got this industrial ceiling and feel, all the lighting down here also has this industrial open bulb feeling, and we combined the bronze with the dark color and just also changed it up a little bit down here. As you get down here further, this is where my family's influence comes into play, poker and eating and movies. So my parents have always loved to do that. And this is our original table from original house, and we refinished it and did this faux finish, and we changed it into a poker table. And my friend's daughter, Morgan, hand painted these cards on here, and I'll put her website on my website. It's amazing. She's great. So these chairs will eventually go outside on our screened-in porch, but right now they're serving double duty as our poker chairs. On the other side of the poker table is our movie room. It's an open-air movie room. In our old house, we used to have it be a closed private room, and I actually think we're going to use this more and like it better. But we were able to still use our old projector screen in the projector, and it works great. We put the carpet tiles in here. They're rubber back. Like I said before, we had water in here, so they're 100% waterproof, and it was wonderful for us. And we accented with this paprika color. I was able to bring more earth tones in with the carpet, so I brought the browns, the grays, the taupes, and the paprika, and the yellows, and combined all my artwork and everything down here. And this carpet tile was really what brought it all together. This over here I also love. These are the original beams from the house. They were in the living room, and we tore them out. We retrofitted it and made it into a bar area, countertop area. And then I used these old antique corbels that I got from my friend Pam Plummer's store in Kenosha called Glindy Jr. And I love the way this turned out. When I bought the corbels, these chairs, and that skull, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. And look, they all ended up in the same place, and I love it. I'm so glad I purchased them. So this was a lot of fun. The next thing I'm going to show you is what I call the dorm room. We love having visitors, and we love having as many kids as possible. Because we downsized, we didn't have a lot of extra rooms upstairs, so we wanted to create a space that people could still come and be comfortable and stay. So I'm going to show you the bedroom now, but I want to show you what it looked like before. Come on in. You'll see why I call it the dorm space. This just is a room that we want the kids to come and stay. and enjoy and maybe feel like they don't ever have to leave. So we did this wonderful thing with the bunk beds / trundles on the bottom. And we were originally going to do 2 sets of bunk beds, and there wasn't enough height. So Steve and I started putting our heads together, and we came up with the idea to put the beds on wheels and do trundle beds, and I'm really glad we did that. So we could easily sleep 8 people down here, and trust me, we've done it already, and we can do it. So this has been a room that's going to be a great space for the kids to be gaming and playing and just enjoy their time and life down here, and hopefully stay forever.